Welcome to Chesapeake Today. It's your Executive Director, David Liu.
Heather Wheeler, Director of Life Enrichment.
Fantastic. Well, here we are, second week into August.
Yes.
And boy, the last week was busy. But I guess we really have to say the true fact is, here we have this wonderful woman sitting with me. But when you're seeing this, she's now preparing for move. What we'll call this the Heather hologram.
Hologram.
So hologram. So we'll put this in place, so you'll see a virtual presence of her into the future. Well, may not be able to do that, but
No.
it is a delight doing this with you. So we've figured out well over 50
I think, you mean episodes wise?
that you and I've done
Oh,
together.
that we've done together. Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, we're at 108, I think.
Yeah.
And I came in at 61, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Over 50.
yeah, so a lot of fun
Think
there.
about
Too bad we don't have bloopers put together because there's definitely been a few, and we've had them.
I could reprise my role when we do
Yeah.
that because there'll be
And the
lots of them.
stories and the New York humor and being the daughter of a pastor and all of the other fun things. So
Yep.
we learned a lot.
Yep.
So it's been good. So
Agreed.
we'll get back. We'll close out on a couple other questions and thoughts on that. But
Mhm.
let's at least we'll be newsy for a moment.
Yeah.
So to be newsy, last week
A
we
lot.
had a hot Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
And we Al Kunku, you got your wish. We served soft serve ice cream.
Soft serve it was.
So
Wow.
yeah,
We were trying our best,
Yeah,
but it
so-
was hot. 93?
yeah.
94?
I mean the ice held, but it's just fascinating. How do you best? And we thought of a few things we could do differently, but again, it was a hot day. But I don't think anybody. I mean, one thing's for certain: you ate it quick. So, and that was good.
And took some home for the freezer.
Some did, and we were able to hit the main, the three big buildings, went out to Gloucester. Residents there had identified a nice shaded tree, and the Nolans had
nice.
set up their chairs. He said, "This is base camp," and it was perfect. So
Yes,
we just
we all got
huddled
some
there for a
shade.
moment in the shade, got
And
the ice cream out to
Smithfield
Gloucester.
didn't really have any shade. We tried to find
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
In the grass it was, but we couldn't really, unless
Now,
we put that
you
card
know
up
what
there.
you've just done? You've just given the Smithfield residents added ammunition as they asked for a pavilion in the CapEx.
Oops.
It's okay, 'cause we've already
I
discussed it,
pointed out
and
there's
it's
a need.
possible. You know, and I know
Okay.
George Leftwich and others have already looked at like the pavilions we put into the Newport Yorktown courtyards. One like that might not be
Okay.
bad. It may be a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
So no shade.
a little bit of
Good
shade,
thing, yeah.
a communal place to
Yeah.
go and.
So
Yeah.
ice cream was fun. Thank you
was.
for decorating the golf cart. I understand you had some fun with popping balloons.
Not on purpose, the heat, they were just popping left and right, and then we had Chesapeake Club members, I'm not sure their names, but we had a couple walk in right before me, and while I was decorating, all those balloons were popping from the heat, and so I walked in and I heard them saying to Miss Lucianne Hancock that, I wonder if there was some gunshot in the area, and I was like, that was me, that was the balloons, all popping
So
randomly.
we're still safe. It's just sort of happening, so that's what we have.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was funny,
Good.
yes.
Heather, it can be a blooper, but I'm looking up there, and do you have the lens covered? Are you sure? Are we being seen?
Yes, no, it's not covered. It's on the left bottom
Okay,
corner.
there it
See
is.
the little.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everyone.
It's just it almost looks like it's upside down. So
It is upside down. It did get turned around.
Just for your knowledge, residents, yes, it has
It's
happened.
not bad.
It has happened that we have thought we're recording and we've had some hiccup, either
Uh-huh.
microphone or whatever. Today it's without, so we hopefully you can hear
Yes.
us. All right, well, thank you for confirming that. I just had to ask the question. So
It's all good.
we had the ice cream, soft serve, yes, some treats, appreciate it, nice coming out. It was fun
Getting
doing it with
everybody-
you. You decorated the
I
thing.
did.
We've got
It
the
was fun.
music going.
Getting everybody
Good.
amped up for we had a big night.
Then we had the power outage.
That's why we did that.
That
No,
ended
I'm
up
just
going
kidding.
pretty much uneventful. So
Yeah, good.
you've already heard this and
Perfect.
experienced it. That went off at on 10:20, came back on at 1:37, so like 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Mhm.
They accomplished one element, and that is to really figure out the full state of that equipment. Big electric equipment.
Right.
4,000 volts come into this building and get dispersed to operate all of this. Pretty amazing. So
Wow.
more to come. We just let you hear it here, and you may hear it differently from me, is that we will have a subsequent shutdown. Even though there was an evaluation and some some maintenance done, and one thing was fixed. There's still some other things we want to be perfect, so we're gonna have to do it one more time. We'll keep you posted. It's weeks off, hopefully a little bit cooler evening. I think it went smoothly, but just want the systems to be foolproof. So that's FYI on the power outage that was planned, and who knows what Mother Nature.
Right.
So I
And I
guess
heard the generator came right on though when it was
it does,
should.
and the generator,
So that was
it's
great.
got such a brief little delay, and it popped on, and I walked the building, was here throughout that time, was very pleased with how prepared we were, the way that the building is lit. All the kitchen could fully produce meals under the emergency generator for days.
Awesome.
We really have a lot of good systems.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway is your need for
Right.
having battery powered lights, and the residents need to make sure they have a typical old school phone, not just a phone that's plugged in and it needs 110 power.
Okay.
So that was the
Okay.
takeaway, but learned
Good
a lot.
stuff, though.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Good
that
knowledge.
was that.
Okay.
all right. So event wise, did we have anything you want to reflect on this past week?
Yeah, we had a concert Under the Stars. So that was a trade out concert. We've gone to a couple already this year. Very popular. So another Fort Eustis concert. What else did we have? We have a lot of theater things and music things that Carolyn Katie, thank you, and the activity committee put together a booklet. And so we're getting all that on the calendar, and we're doing the best we can logistically to make all of those happen. Now, one might fall off, you know, maybe we couldn't have the big bus, we had a small bus or something, you know, I mean, logistically, we're doing our best to make it all happen, and it's coming together. So we did Dream Girls at the Peninsula Community Theater last Friday. So we're onward and upward, and Candace is gonna smoothly take it on and do the same thing. And we've just said to the committee, you know, logistically, we're gonna do absolutely as much as you can on this calendar, you know, with the people we have here and the resources we have, and it's going good. I mean, there's very few things we have said.
Yeah.
I think there's one thing we've said we can't do.
And I think that's, and again, we always practice, how do we say yes? Sometimes
Right.
we have to say yes with residents' involvement. You know, shout out to John Napier. I know his creative expressions, writing is starting to populate interested parties. Keep going, that's wonderful. And it's beyond just that quick write or poem. Could be a verbal expression, could be a reading. So he's got some really cool ideas. I actually would love to sit in. One of the exercises he's gonna ask the participants to do is pretty cool. And I would like to try to do it. So anyways, that happening. Other club, you know, you got the chess club going on, we got the wine club going on. Any others?
Well, of course, near and dear to my heart, billiards. We have people in there every day, so we really don't. I don't know if we have an organized club, not that I know of, but there are people in there, groups in there, every week. Almost every day of the week, I walk by there, and I'm kind of tuned to hear those balls hitting, and I'm like, oh, somebody's in there playing.
I don't know if you're going to do this, but if you have a strong opinion as to where's that room used, is there any physical changes to that room?
Okay.
Should we replace the table? We recovered it, but we knew that the foundation of the table was aged. It does have aged slate, some other imperfections.
Okay.
We did window dress it.
Right.
And there's always that question, depending on who's shooting, how level is level.
And I don't think it is 100% level. It's just my opinion now.
Yeah. And I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to go back to deja vu, and you never heard it until now. You're on your last day, and I'm telling you that when the company came and disassembled it and reassembled it, because we had to bring it down, put it back up during the renovation, when it got carpet, everything in that room. They pretty much disclosed the fact that they can't guarantee the level because of either a variation in the slate or something to the table.
Sure.
And they were pretty honest about it. I think they did their best. So it's always
That's
been in the
fine.
back of my mind that if residents really view billiards as that, we could invest in a superior table.
Yes, and I know of leasing programs out there that make it like $3-4 a day.
Okay.
Well, not even.
Yeah.
That's for a whole room full of tables.
Sure.
I apologize. It probably would be like $1 a day.
Yeah.
So $30 a month.
Yeah, and for us, we'll buy them.
I think so. So yes, I do know some. So I'll get you some information or.
So that's a possibility, and it's just,
before I
again,
go.
we've been fortunate, it's been a hobby, interest, passion of yours, and you just brought a little bit along as residents themselves have got more
Right.
interest. So back to all these clubs, back to
Yeah.
these ways of residence,
It's good.
that's pretty cool, Heather. If you think of
Mhm.
some check-offs, you think about several of those names we just mentioned have formed this year.
Mhm.
There's a number of activities that got back in place.
Right.
Birthday bash, party on the patio,
Yes.
Christmas to Chesapeake. You helped us back because it had been
Back around,
nothing
yes.
the previous 2 years.
Right.
So you saw that come back. So thank you.
Yep.
You saw a massive evolution to our transportation, our vehicles,
Yes.
and that was a coup that we
Right.
got that pulled off.
Right.
So those are all good. You successfully brought in Cheryl and changes to the
Mhm.
salon, a
Mhm.
manicurist, which we had been eluding us
Mhm.
forever. We said farewell to Crystal, but a wonderful opportunity for her, and you brought Isaiah into our
Mhm.
works.
Yep.
You clearly involved Candace, got her to help with the
Yeah.
connections, which
Mhm.
was, and she's now going to be able to help with Isaiah's training.
Correct. Yes.
So that's not
So
a bad year, my
There's
dear.
been some good plans going on. There's
Yeah.
some things that I wish I could have done more because they kind of took a back burner when Donna retired and I had to
Yeah.
find Cheryl for so there's some things where it set me
Right.
back a little bit and I was looking forward to it, but it's okay. We did well, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
All said and done.
Oh yeah, and you think about
There's more to
some fun things that occurred. I mean, we had the bunny hop that happened. We had the
Yes.
ice cream we did. Think
Yes.
about that swimming pool event with the volleyballers.
That was fun.
I mean, I can just keep going back. Last year's Lobster Fest was amazing. You and Bruce partnered all the
Mhm.
decorations.
And this year's already set for October 4th, I think it is, the first Tuesday.
Yep.
So it's
So, anyways,
Just getting
it's just
back.
a little reflection
Mhm.
here. So that's
Mhm.
just highlighting. But I know you may want to highlight a few more things for the residents, something that they want to look ahead to this coming week.
okay. Well, this week, let's see here. We have another trip to Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, which we did just go and see an exhibit that was ending.
Mhm.
So we got a pop-up event and got that going because there was some interest in seeing an actual exhibit that was ending.
Okay.
So this is a visit that we're gonna go and explore the whole thing, and there's now new exhibit in, obviously.
Okay.
So that'll be cool. Let's see here. This month, Iron Chef.
Mm.
So that is Chesapeake versus Lakewood. That's coming up August 16th.
Yep.
We have 20 spots. They have 20 spots. So get in there quick.
I think it's probably fair to say they're reserved. I think so. But
Done.
we are
Okay.
taking a wait list. And
Okay.
we'll give you more details on the wait list because even if you may not be in the top 20, which are the voting participants, you still may be an eating participant. Mm.
Okay.
And if I can still eat, sample, even though I don't get a vote in, we just have to be fair to how many can come on the bus from
Yes.
Lakewood. And they don't have a big bus as nice as ours. They can't bring as many people. So Lakewood only brings 20, and we would just
I love
like, sort of like what happened with the infamous volleyball team they were going to bring here. It went from a team to 0.
To Chesapeake versus
Yeah,
Chesapeake.
Yeah, but it was fine. Our commitment.
Good healthy
It
competition.
is. We are that. But yeah, again, it'll be an interesting thing. I'm sure Chef Julian and the team will do their very best to hopefully earn the victory, but
Yeah.
have fun, enjoy the food. That's the main
Right.
purpose.
So of course we have another party on the patio this month, weather permitting, not excruciating heat or rain or storms.
Mhm.
We will,
Yeah.
we'll move it inside if we have to, but that will be outside. Then we have another couple of outdoor concert movies because
Mhm.
'tis the season.
Yeah.
So a couple more under the stars at Fort Eustis, and then we have Good Shot Judy. Have you ever heard of Good Shot
Nope.
Judy or seen them?
Nope.
Okay, I happened to see them my first summer here, so 2 summers ago in Williamsburg, the 4th of July, on the Palace. Do they call? Is that what they say? The Palace grounds there,
The governor's,
Governor's Palace.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So I saw them, and they're phenomenal. They're
What do they do?
so it's smooth jazz, but it's big. They have a lot of horns. So a lot of music, everything from big band to Chicago.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of horns
And when's
in their
that
music.
coming?
That is going to be at Mill Point Park on the 19th.
Ah,
Good
so we're
Shot Judy.
going. Okay.
So we are going. So I just wanted to mention that because I thought Good Shot Judy was wonderful, and so and I think there are some other residents here that like them too. So opportunity to see that, and hopefully, I know we're definitely taking the small bus, and we're working out getting the CDL driver. I think Nina goes on vacation in August, but I think she's back that day. So
Okay.
I'm sure we're going to take the big bus, so that's good. And then we have some other entertainers that come in. We have John Dupree coming in. We have Jennifer Gemmel, which she plays the piano and sings. A couple lunch trips. Jack Gorman's coming in. Riverside Center Dinner Theater. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Yep.
So lots of things coming on, and we also have your
I have to do my travel one, so I got to get things up for Spain. So
Yeah.
yes, Al, I am working on my PowerPoint. He knows I have to be inspired. They sort of just come together.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is all the pictures are in hand. But we
Yeah.
just like to add some text to it and some
Okay.
maps and some trivia.
Okay.
You know, so I got to come up with this. I always, foods of Spain,
Yes.
and then I try to put in the slideshow current,
Mhm.
famous Americans, pop culture, whatever, that may have Spanish roots.
Oh, okay. Now, is tapas, is small plates, is
Tapas.
that where that comes from? Because that's a Spanish word.
Yeah.
Is that, or is that just
It
me
is, it
trying
is,
to
it is,
connect?
and it may be. I don't know if tapas means small plate. It may, but clearly they're just so into that, and we did have so many interesting versions of it. Some of the best ones
I
we
bet
had.
the food was great.
There was a tapas plate that was potatoes, and it's just the way that they were cooked. Maybe in some oil. I want to say they had a little paprika or something on them. They were very nice. So that, of course, then you get other types of olives, some
Yeah.
little seafoods and other things, but small plates. I think I've got to
Getting
come
hungry.
up with because it's an evening time, I think I better have a sweet ending.
Okay,
So I'm going to think
Okay.
about something Spanish and sweet.
okay,
I have a couple ideas. So
okay. Did you have some good desserts there? Is that where you're getting your
there are
idea?
some
Okay,
good desserts. Yeah.
okay. So you
So
got some
now-
ideas. All right.
Come up with something.
Yeah, so that is through August.
Yeah.
I know that Candace and Isaiah are working to get 3 months out of calendars, so that people can,
Yeah.
plan with the activity committee well.
Mhm.
So that's heading the right way. That was another one of kind of my goals while I was here, to try to get things, with-
Progressing 3 months out.
right, and
Excellent.
with Crystal, and then that little time before we got Isaiah, it kind of put me back. But yes, it's heading that way,
Yeah.
and I couldn't be more excited that it is going in the direction.
Cool. So I think all that's good. So
Mhm.
if we've given residents, I guess it's mid-August, stay cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
ice cream power outages, we're moving throughout all of that. Busy time in many respects, which is good time.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the events that happen. Thanks for all that's being planned. So just turn to, I guess, maybe some final thoughts. A year of your life. It's easy to think of times in our lives when we've been in certain places and memorable ones. So I hope this hits pretty high in your memory
It is.
scale.
It is. I was just thinking the other day, as I, was saying to myself, and I had 48 years old, almost 49, and one of those 48 years was spent here. And it's been awesome that I could spend this time with everyone, because I learned a lot. Of course you learn a lot. But it has been enriching to my life too. Chesapeake is such a unique place. The work culture, the resident culture, the family culture, all of that, and I can just bring it to that one word of culture, is really unique here. It's really awesome. It's very positive.
Yeah.
And so I will miss that, but I'm hoping to build on that for future reference in my workplace or
Yeah.
family life.
And just do what you can to replicate. I mean, you can do so many of the initiatives that have happened here, and in time you can see those personalities also change and that culture as well.
Sure.
But I think we're very fortunate that we have. Love the word optimistic. It's just one of my favorite words. So being optimistic, fun, warm,
Yeah.
kind, caring, I hope are all words that just continue to evolve.
Yep.
And so glad you had an experience, and
Thank you.
appreciate
Yeah.
you putting your signature
Mm-hmm.
at this point of your life here. A lot of fun things. We've had fun with this, and it's been casual in many regards, but
Yeah.
that's been maybe hopefully enjoyable for all of you.
Yeah.
But just want to wish you our very best.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thanks for being a part of our journey and our experience here. And
Yeah.
you'll stay in touch. And I don't think we're going to send a bus trip down for a slumber party, but I know
No.
people hint at that. You know,
Yeah.
during the winter time, we'll think about Heather's in
Yeah.
Tampa, and she's just keeping an eye on Tom Brady. So, so
He's there now
yes,
instead
that
of
may
New
be it.
England, right?
yeah,
I also said, I have grandkids in New York,
yeah,
and I usually try the New York State Fair is the last week of August until Labor Day, and COVID kind of threw me off. But every year pre-COVID, I took my oldest granddaughter to the fair. That was our thing together, the two of us, our tradition. And so I said, if I'm going to be traveling up, I will call and see if one of the guest suites is available, and we'll have a
Yeah.
big party.
yeah. that'd
Just
be
so I can come in and say hi, but
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But thank you, and
Yeah.
thank you personally, and
Yeah.
thank you Chesapeake as a whole. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
It really has. I think I knew I had to be here for a period of time. I didn't know what the period of time was, and I would always say, God, why am I here for this couple of years? Our home was in Tampa. I moved here. Why am I here? What am I doing? And I think the Chesapeake answered that for me.
Yeah.
For the year I was here, there was a reason why I was here. I learned things. We accomplished things together.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was part of my
That's it.
journey here in
It is.
Virginia.
Purpose
So
of
thank
life.
you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well,
Thanks.
again, Godspeed, best of luck, stay in touch,
Mhm.
and thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, we will close out this version, Heather's Last, with us as in this scene. You never know. Maybe she'll zoom in someday or we'll do something. But beyond that, thanks for being with us. Have a great week.
Yes, thank you.